Alright, just a little quick video. Um, when you order the heavy-duty Spicer solid joints and try to put it in some of these aftermarket components. This slip yoke here, for example, is a Dodge. It's a 7260 series joint. The Spicer joints are cold forged and they got some extra material here. You got to remove that to fit into these yoke ears. Sometimes you may have to even just do a little shave on these yoke ears, but you do it as close as you can and you won't have any vibration issue. The main thing, if you have a vibration issue, is you're changing a major component, this slip yoke, and it should be rebalanced with your drive shaft. So I'm going to pause it here, do a little grinding, and show you what I do. You'll want to wipe off these take these caps off, wipe off the joint trunnions, get the grease off there so your grinding wheel material doesn't stick to it as much. When you're all done, you want to wipe off the trunnions with a lint-free rag so you don't have any material getting inside there. Make your joint last longer. So I'm going to pause it here and we'll be back. One more point here to mention. Spicer joints use a plastic thrust washer in each cap. Sometimes they will stick to the end of here when you're taking it off. Just make sure you get one in each cap. If you get two in one cap, you're going to have it offset. So just keep an eye on those. There's the grease. I'm going to wipe off the trunnions here using a rag. Just don't want to get material in there. And when you're grinding this, just stay away from the smooth surface here. And you're just going to be grinding just a little bit of this circle off of here, just so it clears the yoke ears. So right now, if you try to put this in, let me stand this up here. Okay, if you try to drop this in, the joint body basically hits on the yoke ear here, and you can't get the other side in. So that's why I grind the joint body and a little bit of the yoke ears sometimes. Just depends on the casting. This one here I'll probably have to grind a little bit off of. Alright, just wanted to show you here. So when I'm grinding, I'm going to be holding this joint like this. Okay, just grinding a little bit off. If it helps, you can put it this way so you can see what you're doing, but just don't get into the smooth part of the joint here. Okay, I just did a quick grind of the joint body, and I'll show you here. So as long as you don't get into the smooth trunnion, you'll be alright. You can see how much has gone there. Show you the normal side. See, just take that cold forging off there. So depending on your yoke, you want to try it, of course. And I wouldn't take any more off the joint. You can see it's just about ready to drop in. Sometimes you can smack it a little bit and it'll drop in, but if you want to be careful of your trunnion, I'm going to take this to the grinder real quick. Okay, so just grinded a little bit off the yoke ears and get you a better picture here. There you go. So I just take this to the side of the grinder. Zzz, zzz. I just do both ears just to even it out. This is a cast slip yoke, so it's not like a machine steel. As far as balance wise go, it's not the greatest to begin with. That's why you need to rebalance your drive shaft. Sometimes you'll see this could have just been a casting mark, or sometimes that is a balancing where they just grind a little bit off. If I had to guess, it's just they ground it because it had a little cast forging mark here. So, but that's it. Yeah, it's you can't really tell. It's just a cat hair. Because this joint uses an inside C-clip, of course it goes down alongside the ear. It's not going to matter that it's just missing a little 32nd or a 16th there, you're still hitting the snap ring all the way around. So now we got the joint, just drops right in. So it's just a little bit of machining you got to do. And it's weird, sometimes you can even put it in this way and the thing will drop in without even grinding an ear. So check all that before you do your grinding. So now I'm going to wipe off the joint body with a lint-free cloth and put everything back together. Alright, wiped off the joint, lint-free cloth. One thing with these Spicer joints, take a look in the end, make sure there's grease packed in there. You see any air bubble or just a little bit on the end, you'll want to use like a grease gun with a needle zerk tip and fill that up. Start the needle down at the bottom, fill it up to the top. That way you don't have any air in there. As far as putting extra grease in here, if you're worried about it, you can put a dab in there, but do not put any big major amount. If you do, as the joint goes onto the trunnion, the seal will blow off the end. Okay, so again, if you put just a little bit in here, if you want to get the seal area a little greasy, a little bit of grease on the needle bearings just to help when you're installing it so the needles don't drop down, that's alright. Again, make sure you got all them thrust washers in each end. Okay. Alright. So this joint's ready to be installed in one of these aftermarket slip yokes.